Episode 2 of Comic Book Look and a Brewsky, X-Men 58. Let's go. Hello, YouTube. Axioman here once again. Another Friday night. I'm trying to make these consistent, although it's only my second episode of Comic Book Look and a Brewsky every Friday night. I also have to get consistent on what time of night. So I'm thinking 9 p.m. Pacific time, which will be 11 for me, Central. But whatever. Let's get into this episode. I'm picking these specific books based on the order that I have them displayed on my wall. Just keeps it simple. There's so many books that I'm gonna get through every Friday. I mean, there's way too many. I'm gonna have to like triple, double, quadruple up on some of these episodes. Not that I'm in any rush to get through them, but this time around, we are going to look at X-Men 58, which is the first appearance of Havok in costume. So it's not necessarily the first appearance of the X-Man Havok, which actually that happens in issue 54. But this is the first time that Havok appears in costume, which is why this is technically the better key issue to own. All X-Men comic books, in my opinion, are key issues to own. Totally biased there, but I hope you guys get the point. So this is why we're going to go ahead and cover this book today. Alex Summers, brother of Scott Summers. Yes, that's Scott Summers. Cyclops, leader of the X-Men himself, part of the original team way back in 63. This is his little brother, Alex Summers. And the Summers brothers actually have one more brother. And they're all the sons of Corsair, who is the leader of the Starjammers. Just in that quick 5-10 seconds, you see how complicated this can get, which is why I always encourage you, Axioman Comics viewers, go read the comics. I'll talk about it a little bit in these videos, obviously, but there's nothing like going through these stories issue by issue, or, I mean, trade paperbacks, omnibuses. Go out there, go to your local comic book shops, ladies and gents, and buy yourself some comics. Read these stories. But he is the son of Corsair, who they later find out is, obviously, Corsair is the leader of the Starjammers. Alex Summers, his specific power is Cyclops has optic blasts, which I hate it when they get this confused. They're concussive, right? They're like punches. They're not heat. So Cyclops, when he shoots his optic blast, which is actually, when he does that, it opens up another dimension. So the beams that come out are from another dimension. Yeah, like I said, it goes into a lot of detail here. But his brother, Alex Summers, he actually does not have that power. He has plasma blasts. If you saw X-Men First Class, they captured it pretty well, in my opinion. The movie is one of the better X-Men movies, also in my opinion. But Alex Summers, Havok, they captured pretty well, especially his plasma blasts. So those will actually literally disintegrate you. They'll just, boom, you're done. The big difference being between him and Cyclops is that Cyclops can control his optic blast as long as he has his visor on. Havok, throughout the comics, has a hard time controlling his power. He does have the thing, his costume that we saw in First Class. If you haven't read the comics, and that's a whole other thing. Bolivar Trask, if I remember correctly, is the one that built him that suit that can control it. Another side note: Havok has a long time off and on relationship with Polaris. Polaris is Magneto's daughter. This is what she looks like. Boom. So where did I get this? This was a purchase from, it wasn't eBay, it was an online comic book shop. They had some great deals. I was bouncing back and forth between eBay and a direct online comic book shop. I went with, no, I take that back. Actually, this was an eBay purchase. This book, because of its Neil Adams goodness, Neil Adams, the late great Neil Adams. Ladies and gents, Google Neil Adams, comic book artist, and you'll see what I'm referring to. The guy is a legend. I was fortunate enough to meet the man just once at a Comic Con. Shook his hand, got his autograph personally. He's an amazing dude. But he's the one that did this cover. Look at the oranges on that. Look at that. This is a must-have book, not just for X-Men collectors, but Marvel comic collectors in general. This is a must. Same as the first video, these books do come from my personal collection. And the whole point of this segment is to take a look at them. I'm going to do this every single time. So whenever you want to take a book out of your bag, some people do a lot of different things with the tape. They flap it in. They do all kinds of clever things. Me, personally, I take it out. I do not want to risk having it get caught on the tape when I take the comic out. So here is my copy of X-Men 58. It's not a high-grade copy, as you guys can see. There is some wear and tear on the sides. There's fading. Not the best copy, but one thing that I prefer, every collector has his own way of doing things. This is my personal take. It's not a new saying. It's not anything I invented. This is a saying out there in the collector community. Collect the book, not the grade. Buy the book, not the grade. To each their own, obviously, 100%. Collecting is a very personal thing to a lot of people, as it should be. Personally, that's my preference. I'd rather have the book, even if it's in low quality, than not own it because I'm looking for a better quality book. And even then, you could always buy the book and then upgrade it. So there's also that aspect of it. But if I get into the whole collecting thing right now in this video, we'll be here all night, and this will not be a short video. But let's go ahead and open it. One thing I want to showcase here, look at that top corner there, Comics Code Authority. Back when they try to censor comics. That's a story in and of itself. So let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, you know what? Okay. So there we go. So the page quality. They're not white pages. They are cream colored pages. One thing I do want to point out is that none of my books, at least to my knowledge, unless it's very specifically said, none of my comics are pressed. So if you're kind of wincing and cringing at the way I'm handling the pages, I totally understand. One thing that I can at least argue in my favor, if it's even arguable, is that this is my book. It's my comic book. So I handle it the way I see fit. But I totally get it. See, you got the staples here. I don't know if the camera's catching that, but staples are a little rusted. It's the advantage of having your own copy, right, of any given book, is that you can handle it as you see fit. I think I'm handling this book pretty well, for the most part. Again, if you're out there just wincing and cringing and saying like, what is he doing? I totally understand. All for the sake of a YouTube segment, right? No, I do take these books out every once in a while, which is why I don't CGC encase these books. For the most part, I do some books, but not all. But I'd say about 90% of the majority of my books are not encased. They're not CGC. They just put in the nice like thick Mylar plastic comic book bags so that I can actually take them out and just admire, read them. Of course, there are reader copies out there, which I prefer, but every once in a while, it's nice to bring out the real thing. Let me just go ahead and pop this back in. Try to be very careful when I do this. For any collectors out there, if you're seeing something that I'm doing wrong, please let me know in the comment section. By all means, I like to think that I'm, experienced, but for all I know, I'm making a lot of rookie mistakes in these videos with these books. So please let me know. That will get a piece of tape there. Close that back up. There it is. That was this week's comic book look and a brewski on a Friday night. This is episode 2. I plan to do these every Friday night for the foreseeable future. I want to continue this segment because I have a lot of comics that I'd love to share, actually open them up, let you guys see the pages on the interior, the whole 9. This week was X-Men 58, first appearance of Havok in costume. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like my content, please hit that like button, notification bell, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this comic. Do you own it? Do you want to own it? Do you guys like the character of Havok, etc., etc.? Let me know. And if you're liking this, even though I only have 2, also let me know in the comment section. I really appreciate you guys. As always, ladies and gents, Axiom comic viewers, collect what you love and love what you collect. X-Men 58. Love what you collect. I'll see you guys in the next Friday.